Hi guys, welcome back. CompTIA Security Plus Domain 6 Cryptography and PKI. In this video we're going to see Managing Certificate Introductions Practice Lab. Lab requirements. What I'm using: Windows Server 2016 Domain Control, Windows Server 2016 Domain Member Servers, Windows 10 Workstation. So we are going to see 5 tasks: managing certificate templates, configuring certificate auto enrollment, implementing key archival, enrolling for user certificate, and managing key recovery. First, we will see managing certificate. Certificate templates are used by enterprise certificate authorities to define the purpose and content of certificate that can be issued to a requesting entity like users, computers, or network service. First, we will see add AD certificate services and certificate web enrollment services. So typically in a corporate network, dedicated server is set aside to handle certificate issuance and management to requesting users, computers, or network services. So in this task we will add AD certificate server services and certificate authority web enrollment services on the domain member server. Okay, so this is a domain member server. Okay, so I'm going to open the PowerShell. Let's open the PowerShell first. So here the PowerShell, the commands are not case sensitive. So I'm going to features. Okay, use this command. So now it started installing. Okay, so let's wait for some time. So it's 92%. Okay, now you can see that Windows PowerShells confirm the successful installation of Active Directory certificate services and certification authority web enrollment features. Okay, so now we have successfully completed the first task. Now we are going to see install AD certificate enterprise CA and CA web enrollment services. So in the early task, so we simply added the AD certificate services and CA web enrollments features into Windows. It is essential that those two services be installed and configured with their respective system settings to make them capable of issuing certificates to requesting users, computers, or services. So now let's going to use the command. So I'm going to use this command to install AD certificate authority as an enterprise root CA using default settings. Okay, for that you need to enter this command. Just type and tab button if you are not sure. Okay, sometime so it will show you the next command. Okay, so just enter. Looks there is a typo. Let me check if there is any typo. Is there? Install ADCS certifications. Yeah, there is a small typo here. Authority. So there I missed the O here. Okay, the certifications authority. Yeah, enter. So let's wait for some time. So now it's you need to click A, yes to all. So the confirmation page. Okay, so are you sure you want to perform this? Okay, yeah, so it's done successfully. So now the installation of AD certification authority is successfully confirmed with the error ID, error strings, this is, which means it's done successfully. So the next steps, so we are going to use this command to install AD certification authority web enrollment. Okay, so now here use the same commands. Yeah, just enter yes to all. So now you can see the same message, the confirmation, the AD certifications authority web enrollment is successfully confirmed with the error ID 0. Okay, now we can click the go back to the server manager. So here go to the tools. So we can now open the certification authority. So here we can just open the domain and then click the template here. Once we click the certificate template, so we can see the detailed pan of the certificate templates folders. The right pan indicates it indicates the type of certification can be issued by domain member server. Okay, so the domain member servers. Okay, that's it for task 1. So we are now going to see configure certificate auto enrollment. Okay, so enrollment for machines or users certificate can be done manually by using certificate request wizard through the Microsoft Management Console in a small organization. For big companies that maintain hundreds of network users, certificate enrollment can be streamlined by customizing a certificate template. A customized certificate template allows you to set properties such as auto enrollment and simplify certificates deployment to domain users by using group policy objects. So in this task, we will learn how to manage certificate by setting the different property for a custom template, such a security that indicates which users or security group has access to the certificate, timeline that illustrate validity of an issued certificate, and other property relating to a certificate template. Okay, the first we will see configure a customized certificate template. A customized certificate template gives the certificate administrator the flexibility to change the properties of template like security extensions among others. So on the same domain member servers, we can see the same template, the certificate template, right? So here I'm going to right click on the certificate template, manage. So here you guys can see the certificate template console. So just scroll down here, scroll down the list, and then just right click the user here. Just right click, select duplicate template. So in the general, so I'm going to give you a name, secure user. Okay, so and then request handling, I'm going to select the middle one, the prompt the user during the enrollment. So click apply. So just make sure the two settings, the secure users and then request a prompt the user during enrollments, and then click OK. So for this lab we will use the option prompt the users during enrollment. In an actual deployment, users are not prompted by any message when they are automatically enrolled for a certificate. Okay, so then click the security tab. Okay, just scroll down, so you can select the user. So on the user, right click, duplicate template. So here general, so I'm going to give you a name, secure user. Okay, these are default settings. Okay, apply. Okay, then request. So I'm going to select the prompt the user during enrollment. Okay, so for the purpose of this lab, for this video, so for this lab we will use this option prompt the user during enrollment. In an actual deployment, users are not prompted by any message when they are automatically enrolled for a certificate. Okay, now then click the security tab. So here, so make sure the authenticated users is selected, and then click the auto enroll. Okay, checkbox, and then click apply, and then click this super studded templates. You can now click add. So here in the add super studded template, just scroll down the list of certificate template, select the user, and then click OK. So now apply. Then you can select the subject name. So you can now clear the subject name, include this one, include email name in subject name. Remove this and then remove that one, email name. Just apply. Okay, and then click OK. So next is to include the secure user certificate template in the list of certificates that can issued by domain member. Ensure that you are back on the certification authority console. So you are now in the certificate authority console window. So just right click the template, just go back, just close it. Okay, so this is the one. Okay, now you are back to the certificate authority window. So right click and then new, select certificate template to issues. Here I'm going to select the secure user, so what I created. Click OK. So now you guys can see here is, so if you guys if you get a system message indicating that certificate could not be added this time, click cancel. Okay, so this can happen due to some system delays in the certificate authority server. So we have now added the super user template, so one of the certificate template that can be issued by domain member server. So we can now minimize the certification authority windows. So we have now successfully completed the first task. We are going to see the second one, create group policy for certificate auto enrollments. So in the steps we will create a group policy object to automate the deployment of user certificate to domain network user. Okay, for that we need to connect the domain control server. So this is a domain control. Okay, so here I'm going to open the group policy management on the server manager, tools, group policy management. So here click the forest, domain, practice lab. So here okay, don't show again. Yeah, can just click the APC. Okay, expand APC and then click the IT. So just right click the IT folder, then create GPO in the domain, the first option. So I'm going to give a name. Okay, certificate auto enrollment. Okay. So now we can see that it's added successfully. So now just right click this certificate auto enrollment and then click edit. So here you guys can see the group policy management editor. Expand the users policy, user configurations and policy, expand the policies, and then Windows settings, and then security settings, then public key. You can observe the public keys details, the right pane. Then you can just right click the these options, auto enrollment, certificate service clients, auto enrollment. Just right click, properties. So here you can change it to enable. Okay, so a number of checkboxes become available as a result. So now we are going to select the options, the checkbox first, and then update certificate, and then these options, all three options. Okay, so now apply, and then okay. So we can now close the editor box, GPO editor. So just close it, the GPU. So group policy management, so we have done it on the group policy management. So now you can just right click here, the CHOM start on, okay, on the start button you just right click. So just open the command prompt. So always run as administrator, right? So now you can use this GP update, helps to pull the latest update. Oh, sorry, again there's a typo. Okay, so this helps to propagate the new user group policy settings to the domain. So it's done successfully. So now we can just exit. We have now successfully completed the second. We are now going to verify the certificate issuance. So after configuring the certificate auto enrollment policies in the previous task, so we will now sign on as a domain user located in the IT organizational unit and verify that a certificate is issued to the user. Okay, so now we are going to perform the steps on a Windows 10 workstation. So I'm going to connect the Windows 10 machine now. So for that we are going to check that on a Windows 10 workstation. Okay, so we'll make sure, so we will just log in the normal user's account. We can check that on workstation, on a Windows machine, on the Windows 10 machine. So let me check. So change account settings. Okay, sign out. So we have now successfully logged in the user on the Windows 10 machine. So now let's open the command prompt. Run as administrator. Okay, now we're gonna type the GP update. Okay, and then force. Let's wait for the certificate should appear. So after this, so now it's successfully completed. So now we will check here the certificate enrollment. So you guys can see here, right? So after perform this GP update, so you can just double click, open, next. Okay, so here just okay, this is the default enroll. Okay, so that is completed. Now it's finished. So the Lisa Scott will enroll successfully for secure user certificate template. So just finished here. So the certificate issued to the Lisa Scott can be used for a number of tasks like protecting her personal file using EFS and send encrypted email message if this is an existing email server in the network. So now let's sign out. So we have successfully completed. Okay, so we have now successfully completed the configure certificate auto enrollment. So now we are going to see implementing Key Archival. Okay, so to ensure the recoverability of issued certificates, a certification authority server must be configured to archive keys or certificates that it has issued to users and computers. Key Archival means that the CA server has a copy of all issued certificates and therefore allow recovery of certificates lost by the users due to a number of reasons such as theft of smart card, an accidentally reformat of the user workstations where the user certificate is saved, and among other things. So in this task we will learn to how set up Key Archival by first enabling a key recovery agent in certifications authority and issue a recovery agent certificate to the CA administrator. First we will see enable a key recovery agent. So the key recovery agent role is a security sensitive role that must be manually configured to be able to recover lost keys issued by the certification authority to users in the domain network. So we will enable the administrator's account for key recovery agent role. So for that we need to connect a domain member server. So this is a domain member. Okay, so the server manager, go to tools and the certificate authority. So here the certificate template, you need to open the expand this and then go to the certificate. So here I'm just going to right click the certificate template, click new, certificate template to issue, certificate template to issue. So here I'm going to select the key recovery agent. Okay, click OK and then just minimize this. We have successfully completed the first task. We are going to see request for key recovery agent certificate. To do so, we we can just open the MMC. Okay, so now file, add removes snap-ins, and then certificates, add. So ensure this my user's account is selected. Okay, just click finish and then click OK, add or remove. So now we're back to the console one window. Okay, now expand this certificate current user. Okay, now on the personal, right click. So here go to the all task and then request new certificate. Okay, so now click next, and then so here just click next. Yeah, default settings. Okay, let's wait. So here I'm going to select the key recovery agent. Okay, and then click enroll. Click enroll. So finish. So which means it will have to be approved manually to the user who requested for it. Okay, so now we're going to see issue key recovery agent certificate. To approve the issuance of the key recovery agent certificate, so to approve the issuance of key recovery agent certificate, we are doing the same. We are doing the steps on the domain member server. You're going to perform the steps on the member server. Okay, so here, so just open the, yeah, it's already opened the certificate authority. Just open the certificate authority page. Here you can just navigate the request pending. Here you guys can see here, right? So the certificate pending, just right click, all task, and then issue. So now you can click the key recovery agent template, issued certificate. Go to the issued certificate. So here we can check the key recovery agent templates. So we can now check the key recovery agent here under the issued certificate. So now just select the so now just right click, open. Okay, so here details. So I'm going to click the copy to file. So then next. So here is the default as a DER encoded binary format, I know. So just default settings, I don't change anything. Next. So I'm going to give you the file name. If you want to browse, you can browse it. Okay, just finish. Just make sure everything is correct in the summary page. Yeah. Okay, the exported was successful. So just click OK to close it. So just minimize. So now open the console. Okay, right click on the personal. So here, all task, import. So next, give a file name. So this is a default settings, so I don't change anything. So just make sure everything's okay, then click OK, finish. So the import was successful. So now we're back in the console window, right? So just going to click the certificate. So you can now see that the certificate is imported successfully. So now we can just minimize. Okay, so we have now successfully completed the third task. We are going to see configure CA for Key Archival. So we will now configure the certification authority to keep a copy of all issued certificate by enabling Key Archival. Okay, for that we are performing the steps on the domain member server. So just go to this certificate authority. So on the certificate authority, right click on the domain properties. So here recovery agent. So under the recovery agents, click the archive the key and then click add. So click OK. We can click apply and yes, OK. So we have now successfully completed the fourth. So we are going to see that create a new certificate template enabled for archiving. So we will now create a duplicate of an existing certificate template, then customize the property of the new template and enable it for certificate archiving. So we're performing the steps on the domain member server, on the same domain member. So open the certificate authority. So here in the certificate template, right click, manage. So here just try to find the user step. So okay, user profiles, okay, here. So on the user, right click, duplicate template. So what we did earlier. Okay, so here the general, so you're going to give your name EFS user. So click apply and then go to request handling. So here I'm going to enable these options, so archive subject encryption, then click OK. So now go to the subject name. I'm going to clear these options, include email name in subjects and then email name. So the checkbox indicates above here. The checkbox indicates here is cleared as a user account in the domain lab, so don't have those attributes or properties. Okay, anyway, just click apply and then next is security. So in the security, just click so make sure the authenticated users is selected, and then here is the enroll, right? So you need to allow this enroll checkbox and then apply. Okay. Okay, so now just minimize. So just here, just right click the template, certificate template, and the new certificate template to issues. here is you can see EF yes users, right? So just click OK. So we have now successfully created a new certificate template enabled for archiving. So now let's move on the next task, enrolling for user certificate. So first we will see request for new certificate. So we signed in a regular user, right? So first we're gonna check this on a Windows 10 machine. So now switch to Windows 10 machine. So this is a Windows 10 machine. So I signed in as a Paul Weston. Okay. Command. So you can see that I signed in as a Paul.Weston. Okay. So now, now what we can do is open the MMC. And then file, add and remove. So here I'm going to add the certificate, add. So this is a default one, just click finish, click OK. So now you can see here, right, the certificate current. Just right click the personal, and then here all choose a request, just right click, all task, and request new certificate. Next. Okay, here I'm going to select EFS user and click enroll. So now it's finished. Okay. So now we have successfully completed the second task. First task, request for new certificates. Now we're going to see encrypt user folder using EFS. So the user has been successfully enrolled for a certificate that can be used for number of applications like encryption file system. So in this task we will encrypt a folder using the certificate that was issued to domain user. So on the same Windows 10 machine. Okay. So just close it, this one. Yes. Save it. Okay, open the Windows Explorer, File Explorer. So here the C drive, local disk, and C drive. So here I'm going to create a folder. EFS user. So click EFS folder, create a text document. Confidential. Okay. So just open. Okay, you can save it. So now just right click, properties. So here the advanced, encrypt content to secure data here, right? Then click OK. And then apply. So here you just verify the first one, encrypt the file on parent folder. So then click OK. You can now notice the mini lock icon is added to the confidential memo text document. So this indicates that the text document and the folder are now encrypted. Okay. So just right click on the start here. So let's shut down this machine now. So okay, now we have completed successfully the second task. We are going to see now delete and recreate the user account. Okay, so we are going to perform this on a domain control server. So we will test the functionality of the key recovery agent user account by delete a user object and recreate it and then recover it lost keys. So on the server manager dashboard, so on the server manager, tools, so Active Directory, users and computers. So now go to the North America, just click Key Operations. So here you can see the user profile. So just right click, I'm going to delete the user profile. So it's now deleted successfully. So if you get any message, you just click yes. Yeah. So then to test recovery agent functionality, we will now create a user named Paul Westin in North America operations, this folder, under this folder, using this same property of the mentioned user. Okay, so just right click. Here is a new user. So here in the new object, the first name, then last name, here, and then user profile. So click next, and then enter the password. Okay, so remove this, select the password or expiry if it's up to you, and then finish. And then we have now, you guys can see here is created successfully. So we have now successfully done the third task. So we are going to see the test access to encrypted folder as recreated user account. To see the effect accessing the encrypted folder using a recreated the user account, perform the user account. So we can perform the step on the Windows 10 machines. So just switch back to the Windows 10. So now I'm going to log in using the newly recreated, sorry. Okay, now so open the Windows Explorer. So go to the C drive. So EFS user, right? So you can just open, just double click, open. So you can see here access denied message because the Paul Weston doesn't have the certificate to unlock this file. So this is the result of deleting the user account that was performed in an earlier task. So just click OK. Click the notepad, close the notepad. So in the next task we will recover the Paul Weston certificate that was used to encrypt the EFS user folder and the file contained within it. So we can just minimize the file explorer. So we have now successfully completed the enrolling for user certificate. Now the next task is manage key recovery. So the previous exercise illustrated that if a user account having access to the encrypted file is deleted, it will be denied access to the folder or file if it had encrypted, even if the account is recreated with the exact same property as the old user account. So this task will demonstrate how to recover an archived certificate or key that was issued to the user and show how to link the certificate to the rightful owner, after which you will perform an export of the key to a file and finally test if the recovered key can be used for decrypting a protected document. First we will see import key recovery agent certificate. So just connect the domain member server. So so you can just recall that file that you have imported the file called admin kra.sir earlier. So anyway, so just reopen the console, just minimize the certificate authority and then open the certificate. So here, so on the certificate, so here you guys notice here on the details pane, right? Let me maximize. This is a key recovery certificate agent. So now just right click and then all task, export. Here next, so here I'm going to select yes, export the private key. Okay, so here I'm going to verify the this one. Just make sure the personal information's exchange, so this settings, and then include all certificate. So just make sure this settings is enabled, the default settings, and then click next. So now we need to enter the password. You just select the password. So enter the password. Okay, so just click next. Here, so file exporter locations, the file name. So I'm going to give you a file name. So this extension name is .pfx. Okay, it will be added automatically. So click finish. So the export was successfully done. Okay, so now After export the .cert to pfx in the previous example, so we will import the .pfx file back into console. Okay, the administrator need the .pfx file to be able to recover archived keys from the CA server. Okay, from console 1, so here let me minimize this. See, so go to the personal certificate all task, here import. So here just click next. So the file name, because you can see here .pfx, what we saved earlier .pfs. Okay, c dot so next enter the password what we given last time. So click next. So here the default settings. Okay, click finish button. So the import was successful. Okay, so now you guys notice the certificate. So restore the, just go back. So here okay, let me close this. So let me open the server manager certificate. Okay, so go back to the certificate authority. So here request pending request name under the issued certificate. Go to the issued certificate. So here locate the requester name. Just make sure that requester name, so the correct one, the what we recreated, it's a paul.western. Okay, so it's we have successfully imported the key recovery agent certificate. So we have done this. Now we are going to see using certificate utility. We're going to see the second one, using certificate utility to recover archived keys using the certutil command. So for that, so on the same domain member server, right click, command prompt, administrator, run as administrator, and then certutil okay, output log. Okay, enter. Sorry, there is a small error, typo. Certutil, yeah. Okay. So there is a small typo again, sorry for that. Westin. Okay, now it's done successfully. So now to create a certificate that can unlock the encrypted file, you need to create a .pfx file from the retrieve key file. Okay, so for that we need to type this command. So password, so you can see here the recovered key file paul.pfx certificate recovery command completed successfully. Okay, now we go and check the file again. Open the Windows, go to the File Explorer and then C drive, System 32, go to the Program Files, Windows, so and then System 32, here. Okay, so you guys can see here Paul certificate file type. Okay, so just right click and then copy. So here, so create a folder here. And then paste it .pfx. So this format is .pfx format. Okay, can make sure properties. So you guys can see .pfx. So we will share the Paul Westin folder to allow the user to access the .pfx file over the internet, over the network. Okay, for that just right click, properties, so here sharing, advanced sharing. So here click the share this folder. Okay, so now click OK, close it. So now we have completed successfully the second one. We are going to see the third one, test user access to encrypted file. Okay, to verify the user Lisa Weybridge can access the file. To verify the user called Lisa Weybridge can access the file that was encrypted earlier, we need to perform the steps on Windows 10 machine. Okay, just connect the Windows 10 machine. So this is a Windows 10. So let me check the profile I signed in, paul.westin. Yeah, this is paul.westin. Okay, so now we go to the Explorer choose a map drive, right click, and then map network drive. Here plab member server hostname, so domain member server, so this is where we created the folder Paul Westin, right? So we shared this file folder. So make sure the host name is correct and IP address, whatever you given. So okay, now finish. So the new window is open now, called then under the drive, C drive. Just right click and choose install PFX. Okay, so here just click the next. So in the file import, okay, this is the default. Okay, next. So enter the password. So this is a default one, and then finish. Okay, so now click the C drive and then open the C drive here. So go to the EFS folder. Now we can try open this confidential memo. Okay, see, so this is a test for EFS. So now it's open. So Paul should be able to read the content of confidential file. So now we have completed all 4 tasks. So all 3 tasks here. So manage key recovery done. So we have now successfully completed all 5 tasks. Okay, so manage certificate templates, and then configure certificate auto enrollments, and implementing key archival, enrolling for user certificate, and manage key recovery. So that's it guys for this lab. I hope you guys enjoy. So please subscribe my channel if you haven't. Press the bell button to get more update. Share the video to your friends guys. Bye bye.